Welcome to another edition of the Wichita Dinner Table. Tonight is Christmas Day. It is December 25th. Everybody's smiling except TKG.
Humbug.
The Grinch.
Humbug.
Well,
Humbug.
quick introductions. Welcome, everybody. We have TKG, the Kansas Gastronomist.
What's going on?
We have DJ Carbon.
What's good, ICT?
There you go.
Wow, we've upgraded.
All the horns going there.
We have Troy Trussell with Live Local.
Merry Christmas, Wichita.
And we have Annette Lawless.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome, everyone. All right. So it is Christmas night. What did everybody do this past week? It's been a pretty busy day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'll start off real quick. I know, like, for my extended family Christmas, we did ours last weekend. We had it over at my house, and one of my brothers made the suggestion because everybody's too lazy to cook that day. Like, let's order in some pizza. So we went to 9 different restaurants and had 15 different pizzas, technically 16. Somebody ate a couple slices right when they dropped it off. Kind of pissed me off. But we had a ton of pizzas. Between, I don't know how many people, maybe 20 people. I didn't even count all the kids' heads, but it was a good time. I'm pizzaed out. I probably won't eat pizza for another, couple weeks. But we thought it was a cool way to, celebrate local, support the local restaurants and whatnot, and have some food.
That's kind of been a trend on like TikTok or Instagram where different people are getting together. I saw it for like Friendsgiving where 10, 20 people will get together and each person orders, through Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever, 10, 20 different places. Kind of a cool concept. It really is.
I love it.
And then after that, everybody did the Christmas gift opening, and my daughter received her first 2 Lego sets.
Oh, yeah.
And so it begins.
Yeah.
I am not a huge Lego fan. I despise reading directions.
Why?
And just like when you're reading directions, it's like piecing together a table or a shelf or something like that, and then you're putting
It's
stuff
much
together.
better than instructions than IKEA. Come on now.
And they're a lot easier.
I was quite impressed. Like, I started taking pictures of everything, and my daughter's making it, and I'm annoyed. But then we're reading through the instructions, and props to Lego because when each page is they show the individual piece, and the next page is they show where it goes. I didn't know that. And so my daughter did a 60-piece one. She did it all by herself. The first time I helped her along the way, and I kind of explained to her, what was what. It took about an hour, so a little longer than I would have liked. But then after that, she's like, that was a lot of fun. Can we do it again? Took it all apart. She did it all by herself. Took it all apart.
Awesome.
She did it all by herself. Did that about 4 to 5 times. And then she received a 660-piece set from my brother.
Ooh.
And knowing the first one took an hour, I did the math. I was like, at 60 pieces for an hour, a 660 piece would take around, 10 to 11 hours. I wasn't about to do that, so I called my brother up, and fortunately he came over and spent the next 2 to 3 hours with my daughter, and they put this frozen castle together, and it was just a cool bonding experience for them. So props to my brother for coming over. We actually went back to Let's Go Build over the week to pick up a couple more sets. I know we had Derek Sorrells on the show, and I think she's fascinated by them now, and we might have a Lego household.
Hooked. Yep.
That's great. This fun part though, more modern, like there's some apps now, like you can scan your Lego pieces, like throw them out there, scan them, and they'll give you ideas of things to do. So
Oh, that's cool.
found that away. Yeah, very modern.
I'll have to
Very
check
neat.
that out because we got
Yeah.
random pieces all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's just a great idea. So
The Pokey dudes might have a new YouTube channel in the future.
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Together Legos.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, they got we had our extended family Christmas on Sunday night, and they got, I think between the 4 of them, there were like 6 or 7 Lego sets. So, and a couple of them are already put together, and I didn't have to touch any of them, which is great.
Very nice.
They can do it
Very
all
nice.
themselves now. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, can I tell you about what I did this week?
I suppose.
All right. I'll keep it short. So
You're good.
On Monday evening, I went to Botanica Illuminations. It was awesome, and some folks may have seen my post about it. And then Tuesday, we've got quite a few folks with Italian heritage in the fam, and so we had our traditional white Italian lasagna on Tuesday evening, along with a chicken and red sauce. And that was fantastic. And then I am looking forward to, I can't say when, but in the next couple days, I'll be going to River City and checking out their Christmas pop-up.
Nice.
I think their pop-up has more Christmas lights than any other pop-up in town. It's
interesting.
I would guess that to be accurate.
It's quite
for sure.
insane there.
Yeah.
Carbon.
Oh, man. Christmas Day. So I am the host of our family's reindeer games. So I put all the games together for all the nieces, nephews, and my kids, and the parents get involved too, man. I have way too much fun coordinating all these games with the marshmallow stacking and it's a blur. And then me and my mom, we get together and we put together like a whole board where the kids, whoever won, gets to pick a prize off the board until all the prizes are. So it's like a multi-hour game show. It's such a blast. But man, but before that, it's so much fun. And like the look on their faces, they're like, oh, what do we got to do? And they all get into it. And it's literally my favorite.
Any criers during that?
So what we've done is now the gifts are all blind pulls, so no one can take the most expensive prizes. It's all randomized because we did have cries. I only got $5 or insert prize when the big ones were off the board. So, so by removing that this year, we were successful in eliminating the criers. The adults might cry because they're just
favorite reindeer game, because we've done this before, like little minute twin it games.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Which one's your favorite one?
The sleigh ride shot. So you do a roll of toilet paper and you put a shot glass filled with eggnog or adult beverage at the end of it, and you have to roll the toilet paper to you. If you spill it, the toilet paper is going to tear. So you got to do it just fast enough, but just slow enough to get the shot glass that is full all the way to you.
Do you do the Oreo one?
We did not do the Oreo one this year. We have in the past. Yes.
That's always a good laughter one.
Yeah.
That's for those at home don't know what it is. You put an Oreo cookie like on your eye, and you have to like maneuver it down your face to get it into your mouth. So it's like
we should have done that on the show today.
Cheeks, whatnot. It's maybe we get TKG to do it next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell no.
I think the family favorite was my dad twerking ping pong balls out of a tissue box on his backside because no one was ready for that.
That's a good one too.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, prior to Christmas, man, so many things. Last week, just 1 week ago, we were at the dinner table over at Station 8, which was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Eddie, for hosting once again. And got to play.
That was awesome.
I got to play all my obscure Christmas music because it was not just a traditional holiday party, which was great. I got to check out the Rail House, which is a new venue that just opened right across from the arena, new space there. They had a toy drive show at Barleycorns that I attended on Thursday last week, and I got called on stage, so I had to go perform and not just DJ, I had to rap on Thursday on stage. So,
What?
Yeah.
Tell me somebody videoed this.
There's probably a clip floating. Yeah.
Let's get that. Yeah.
We got to find that somehow.
Absolutely.
So Rudy Love Jr. was performing along with a bunch of others. They just put together a toy drive. It was amazing. And so attended that. And then Rudy has a habit of calling me up on stage and come on, do some freestyles. So I got that going on. And then Friday night, man, me and my daughter, it was amazing. We went out for dinner at the kitchen for our pre-show. And then Broadway in Wichita was in town. So we went to Century 2 for Chicago.
Is that the doorbell?
Fun.
Can we get the doorbell?
Oh, I just heard.
Guys, Brooklyn's here.
Hi.
How are you doing, sweetheart?
Good.
Well, I was just talking about Broadway in Wichita, Chicago. Like, how amazing.
You're so good. I loved it.
Yeah, pre-game, the kitchen, phenomenal food, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can't go wrong there. We got to hang out at the workroom. We swung by there, checked some local merch out, and then Century 2, and man, we were off and running.
Yeah.
We got our pictures at the backdrop. We got some merch. Oh, hey, that's a good looking shirt.
Thanks.
And then took in the show. I mean, so what are your thoughts overall?
It was, I mean, it's such a good show. I love Chicago, so, I mean, I don't think it could ever not be good, but yeah.
And you were in a performance of Chicago previous to this,
I
correct?
was. Music Theater Wichita did a summer camp, I want to say 2022,
I think that's right.
maybe?
Yep.
And I played Mona, one of the Subwalk Tango girls.
That's right. I remember it. I think I got some footage. Maybe I'll have to break that out.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
So, okay, of the whole show, what was your favorite song?
That's so hard.
I mean,
But I think,
for this performance, at least.
yeah, I think My Baby and Me was one of my favorites.
Very cool. I mean, I got to go Cell Block Tango because it's Cell Block Tango. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, you've got the shirt, obviously.
Exactly.
What about the choreo? What was your favorite choreo moments? Or
Ugh,
moment?
that's so hard. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say Hot Honey Rag without a doubt. That's what I thought.
That one was really good because is all choreography. But I mean, I don't know. All of it was so good. I don't know if I can pick one.
See, all I care about with all the feathers, like
Yeah.
that was a moment. It was
Yeah.
super cool. What was the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise for me was when you're watching, you really have to pay attention because I didn't notice it until a while into the show, but the cast is always sitting on the sides of the stage and they never leave,
Gotcha.
which I thought was really cool.
I loved having the band as the whole backdrop because you can see what is
Yeah.
it, 10, 12 piece. Super cool.
Yeah.
But okay, so overall, what do you say? Where are we at? Scale of
So
10, 1 to
good.
10? Yeah, I mean,
I would give it a 9 out of 10. It was
All right.
really good.
Yeah. So now we've got to get together during the holiday break and watch Pretty Woman, and get ready for the next one.
Yes.
So if for our fellow fans of Broadway and Wichita and all theater in general,
Mhm.
Brooklyn's Curtain Call. That's the new segment right here. We got it.
Yes.
Brooklyn's Curtain Call. We're going to go to all the theater stuff and we're going to tell you about it. So we'll see you at the next one.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks. Bye, Brooklyn.
Bye.
Upcoming events. So there are very few things going on this week, but since it's Christmas, please, enjoy the time. Whether you don't celebrate or you do celebrate it, just enjoy the time away. Get stuff done at home. Spend time with your loved ones, your friends and family. And yeah, I didn't really fill my calendar up with a lot of things. So
Well, if you're looking for an excuse
That's
to go
good.
check out the holiday thing, the jingle, I'll be over at Brickyard for their jingle on Saturday night.
Saturday night, what time is that? 9 o'clock or?
What are we starting up? Yeah, 9 o'clock. Yeah, so if you haven't been there to check their holiday pop-up out, I'll be over there hanging out, some vibes.
And if you've never had a chance to see DJ Carbon perform, this is the time.
I'm not
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
rapping. I'm not going to be rapping, just
Oh,
FYI.
come on.
Oh,
Drink
What
enough
if someone-
eggnog, you might
If
get
someone-
out there.
You're
and
telling me
stuff.
if you didn't have enough like eggnog or shots or someone tipped you the right amount, you wouldn't be willing to.
Oh, man. I suppose I could make it happen.
there is a price. We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
Does
find
yeah.
it.
anybody actually like eggnog? I think it's disgusting.
I
I
do not.
love eggnog. I love
Really?
it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I got all.
But there's some good ones and some bad ones. So, but I
Ah.
do enjoy eggnog.
I think the worst combination, now that we're going off on this tangent, the worst combination is eggnog and what's that cake? Fruit cake, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fruitcake.
Yeah, fruit cake.
Why would you do that?
I
That's
can't.
horrible.
Do
I
you
feel
do
bad
you
'cause
like fruitcake?
What's that?
Do you like fruitcake?
No, I said it's the
No,
worst
it's
combination.
disgusting.
Well, sure. I didn't know if maybe, mixing it together was what did it.
So I'm gonna say this, and I hope she's not watching. But there was this lady I used to work with back in the day that every year she'd give fruitcake to people, and
Huh.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't stand fruitcake." And so I'd give it to another coworker, but then come back next year, and then one year she comes up, it's like, "How'd you like it?" And I didn't have the heart in me to say anything bad. It's like, "Oh, I loved it." So the next year I got 2 of them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like gremlins. They multiply.
No.
Multiply when you put them in eggnog.
Okay, now it's time for the Trussell Truth, sponsored by Trussell Media.
It's Christmas Day, and a little over 2,000 years ago, a little baby was born on this day. Or was he? So, question for you. Do you know if Jesus was actually born on December 25th or not? Anybody have a guess?
I was taught no.
Yes. He was not born on December 25th. Sorry to burst anybody's bubble. But so there is a lot of guessing and speculation around it because it's really not known exactly when. But a lot of people say September, and there's a couple of things around that. Elizabeth's pregnancy happened according to Luke 1:26, where the angel Gabriel appeared to Mary when Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant. So that would put her birth of Jesus in September. And then there was mild weather, Mr. Weatherman. There was mild weather in September, and the weather was mild enough that shepherds would be outdoors, and that was described in Luke 2:8. And then the third thing would be the autumn feasts, which were happening in Jerusalem, and they were crowded with, Jerusalem was crowded with people observing the autumn feasts, which would happen in September. So there are some things that lead us to that happening in September. But I don't know. Why do you think we celebrate it on December 25th?
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
I think I was taught this, but I forget.
Yeah, so a lot of people believe it was to replace the Roman festival of Saturnalia. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know.
But they worship the goddess of Saturn, I believe. Is that what that was about? Or it's to correspond with the winter solstice, which also has like theological symbolism that I know nothing about. But those are two of the reasons that it was pushed to December 25th. So
Look at all this learning. I love it. Biblical fact checking.
There you go.
Do you know who was in office as president when Christmas became a federal holiday?
I do not.
Anybody?
I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna say
Truman
what?
or Harry. I don't even know.
Before
not-
Truman. Before Truman.
FDR.
Before FDR.
Garfield.
It was
Adams.
John Quincy Adams.
It was Ulysses S. Grant.
Ah,
Okay.
So we made it through all that time without having Christmas as a national holiday. Interesting.
Well, Ulysses S. Grant was shortly after the Civil War.
yeah. So that was what, 1870s,
Somewhere
early
around that.
1870s. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just saying we still went through a period that we didn't have national holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I say Christmas. Yeah, I'm not sure what other holidays.
I would assume that would be one of the first ones we said, hey, here's a national holiday. But
What do you
anyway,
think happened first for national holiday? 4th of July or Christmas?
I'm going to guess
geez.
4th of July.
I would think so too. But
yeah.
Yeah. Christmas was in 1870. I'm sure they celebrated 4th of July in 1777.
Right.
A
So-
year later, right?
When was Ulysses S. Grant president?
Early 1870s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so it went Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant. So, I mean, Johnson finished out Lincoln's term and then Grant ran. So, yeah, probably 71, 72.
Okay,
Yeah,
here
his
you go.
18th presidency. Oh, you found it? I found
Yeah,
it. too.
Christmas
Go
Day
ahead.
became a national holiday since 1885.
Okay.
Independence Day became a federal holiday on June 28th, 1870.
Okay.
Wow.
oh my gosh.
That's crazy. And Grant was president from 1869 to 1877.
So then I'm wrong. So Ulysses was it rather
This is why
Rutherford
they're the
B. Hayes?
trussle truths
Yeah.
and not the TKG fallacies.
Was it
That's why.
Rutherford B. Hayes?
The Kansas gas lamp. Gaslighting.
The Kansas Gaslighter.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right. Things in the community. Gyoza Bar recently opened up at 6428 East Central at Normandy Center. They specialize in all things gyoza, If you haven't had a chance to check it out, the place is beautiful inside. It's very sleek. It's very modern. Yeah, very good. Up next, Crispy's Donuts. Has anybody ever had their donuts before?
Yes,
Yes.
so good.
Excellent. Well, they opened up a second location at 3233 East Harry Street in the former, it's been in a lot of places like fucking ICT. It was the original Dunkin' Donuts, actually. So the very
Oh,
first
really?
Dunkin' Donuts in
Wow.
Wichita was over at
I didn't know
Harry and,
that.
what is that, Hillside or whatever? Harry and
Yeah,
Oliver,
close to that,
Harry and
yeah.
Hillside. So it's now a donut place again. Well, it used to be also, it was a Chicago Donuts for a while there too. But Crispy Donuts, shout out to them. They do some awesome work.
Cool.
Up next, Boulevard Theaters. They opened up the second location in the former Old Town Warren at 353 North Mead Street. During the holidays, they are doing $8 Mondays. So if you want to see a new movie and go revisit your times over at the Old Town area, Boulevard Theaters. Next up, lots of loves to organizations like American Legion Post 273, First Student Transportation Company, Wall, Us Doing Us, and many others. Over the past weekend, many of those organizations had gift drives where they gave gifts to all the children in the community. And anytime our little ones are being shown love, hey, all the love to them.
For sure.
All right, TKG, hit us with the weather.
All right. So, did you know that 50-degree weather is considered to be sweater weather? That's the TKG truth. And the reason I tell you that is because this weekend we're going to be looking at highs in the 50s with 58 on Saturday and 59 on Sunday. Lows are going to be below freezing and no chance for rain. So get out, grab a sweater, and have a good time. Back to you, Eddie.
Awesome. You know, most weathermen I grew up with, they would show the little map where Santa's at.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah, but Santa doesn't
I'm gonna
exist.
put a map up on the screen for you, TKG, of all the houses he hit and the ones he didn't hit. So you'll see that when the episode goes live.
Okay.
I'll give you
All
one to
right.
guess one house he didn't hit, but we'll leave that to the surprise.
That old man ain't welcome in my house.
Online shout outs. This is a great segue here. Amber Cruz wants to shout out ICT Food Rescue. Troy, you happen to have a shirt on.
I do.
What's
This
that
shirt
about?
feeds Wichita. So you can go buy this shirt and wear it around town to show them support. But when you buy it, it's a $50 shirt. 25% is a donation that goes straight to ICT Food Rescue and their mission of not wasting food. And, 25 is for the shirt. But yeah.
So 50%, not 25%.
yeah, 25
Yeah,
bucks.
50%
Yes.
Got it.
of the cost of the shirt. That's right. I don't do math very well.
That's a fine.
We will drop
Yeah.
a link in the comments. For those that are online, though, you can get your shirt at bonfire.com / whatever. This -shirt -feeds -Wichita. That's a long
There you go.
address. But
Yep.
we'll drop that link in the comments. Up next, Michelle Valdez wants to shout out City Girls Liquor at 216 North Washington. It's a women-powered liquor store fueling parties since 2024. It's located in downtown, so it's right across the street from like Ninja or Bluefin, I should say, in the former, what was that bar?
Once upon a time was Joe's, and
Joe's,
then
okay.
6 degrees, and well,
Joe's is where I
they're not
remember.
in the 6 degrees. They're in the next. They're where the axe throwing was, wasn't it?
Let's look it up. 216 North Washington. It was the former, what was that bar? Shut down really quick.
The one that had the frozen drinks,
What
right?
was that too?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
There are a
next
lot
door
of
to
places.
Joe's and 6 degrees, because that became. I think that's the Enchanted Mermaid now. I think.
It used
So it's
to
right
be-
next-
Well, what was the bar that got shut down? There was like a shooting.
You're thinking
there.
of 6 degrees, but that's
Yeah.
further north. That's the further north one. That's where Enchanted Mermaid is now,
Okay,
which used to be Joe's.
gotcha. City
So it's
Girls
right
Liquor-
next door to that. It's right in that strip mall. But yeah,
Cool.
After the show, well, I guess liquor stores are closed on Christmas Day. Are they?
I
Yes.
believe so.
I think
yeah.
so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the day after Christmas,
Ah.
head on over to City Girls Liquor. Up next, Allison. I'm not even gonna pronounce her last name. It's a wild one. So to save the embarrassment, she wants to shout out Mocha's Cafe, Milk Float, Crispy's Donuts, Paranormal Cafe, and Vita
Mm,
Bella. They all donated
yeah.
baked goods and coffee to Mayberry Middle School on their last day
Nice.
before break. She
Very
said it was
cool.
wonderful and they were
Sweet.
so grateful.
Yeah.
I was
And then
already fans of all those places, but that much
I
more
know.
so.
Even
Right.
more. That's amazing.
lastly, Michael Schofield in advance wants to thank those restaurants and bars open in Wichita. All right, let's wrap it up here. Let's come up with what's good in Wichita. It's time for everyone to share something heartwarming they've seen in the community. For me, I want to give a shout out to those working on Christmas. Some do it by choice, some do it not by choice. There are a lot of people that don't do it by choice, such as our law enforcement, hospital workers that do it to help the community. I know, like for example,
Mm.
my parents they worked many Christmases, so we'd open gifts in the morning, and then one or two of them would both go off and go to work. So massive props to everyone doing what they can to keep Wichita going.
Yeah,
TKG.
absolutely. I wanted to give a shout out to her name is the Crazy Sack Lady, and she's on Facebook, and she's actually got a little bit of a following, like 5 to 6 thousand followers. But I had not heard of her before. But she goes out every single day and works with the homeless or unhoused population, and I'm still learning more about her, but it's clear that she's really involved in getting food and services to the homeless. And I see her posting about different spots close to like Lord's Diner that she's posted up at, and I plan to look more into what she's doing, but she deserves a shout out.
Yeah, she is very involved in the community. I know a lot of food trucks have worked with her before too. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, Troy.
All right. So I want to shout out all the people out there doing live nativity scenes because they do it. They sacrifice, their weekend before Christmas to go sit out in the cold and to take us back in time to again the birth of Jesus. It's just really cool. So shout out to them. Uh, New Spring did one this past weekend. You could drive through lights and see the live nativity. You didn't even have to get out of your car to go see this. So if you missed it, they'll probably do something similar again next year. But just shout out to all those people that are sacrificing their time just to give a little something that we can enjoy, that patrons can enjoy. So props to them.
People bringing the Christmas spirit.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Carbon.
So obviously this is the giving season. There's so many people, a lot of asks out there, but there's also a group of people, a lot of event and entertainers and such that put together events to raise funds, raise toys, whatever you name it, and just go out of their way to do it. So Nick Holmes, he put together that event at Barleycorns. We had Marcus EL, we had Sir Charles, we had Barefoot, we had Rudy Love at the Encore. All these guys came together not to make a paycheck, but hey, it's either $10 or a toy on the way in the door, and they all came together to do that on a Thursday night. So a lot of people, it might not be on their shoulders, but they go out of their way to help out the community. Maybe not a direct connection with one of them, but there's a lot of people that go above and beyond. So just wanted to salute Nick, and he cooked a whole bunch of food and just put together a great event for people to come together and for a great cause.
All right, Annette, take us home.
I love everyone with their lights and their displays and stuff in their yards or with their community because that just fills and warms my heart. My kids this past weekend, actually past several days, we spent time looking at everyone's displays. And I know some people have some Grinches out there that have taken them down, but I love it when I see people putting them back up or neighbors helping them out to get them replenished. We went to a tradition of ours is going to Winfield to see the Isle of Lights. And it's just such a beautiful, elaborate display with volunteers who come and make it every year a great tradition. So we just love that. We love celebrating the season with you. So thank you guys for lifting us up. I think a lot of people, we just like to have that little bit of a boost. And I'm driving by someone's house and I say, I'm like, that's a pretty badass display, or they did a really nice job. It feels good. So thank you all for making that effort. It means so much.
I really want to make an effort in the following years. Now that we're finally moved in our house, it's been a couple of years to like put on a cool, display outside. We have a very simple setup. Ours was done by a pane in the glass ICT. Very cool people. Good work, owned by Dylan Enders. But next year, I'm going all out. I'm talking like big wreaths, some obnoxious blow ups in the front yard, like a big Santa,
yeah.
big reindeer. Who knows?
Dude, one of our
Yeah.
neighbors has a gingerbread thing that's got to be It's like 30 feet tall. This thing's
Wow.
freaking huge, and it's one of those blow ups. It's incredible.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Well, this is a shorter than usual episode. We
Mhm.
appreciate all those who took the time to watch us on this Christmas day. So, to all my guests, Merry Christmas. It's good seeing y'all. To those watching at home, always thank you. You know, you're very much appreciated. With that said, you've all been excused from the dinner table.
See you next year.
Merry
Yeah, Merry
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.